Welcome to the Sacred Success Summit, where you access the secrets to sacred success and become even more of the goddess you've always known you were. Ranchelle Van Bryce is a dynamic force dedicated to helping women live their purpose and manifest success in all life facets, from professional achievements to creating a new relationship with their business. As a business intuitive, sacred commerce coach, author, and host of a podcast TV show, she excels in illuminating each woman's unique potential. Co-creator of this summit, Ranchelle is eager to introduce another inspirational guest. Take it away, Ranchelle.
I'm excited to be introducing my friend, and along with my friend, being my friend, Cindy has helped me. And so, I had some immune challenges. I'm still moving through them. And so I'm hearing all the time, oh my goodness, you're looking so good. Your skin is amazing. And it's less about losing the weight, which is what Cindy's helped me through. But I'm giving her kudos, because when people see me online, they're like, what are you doing differently? And I'm like, I'm doing Cindy. I'm doing Cindy. That came out wrong. And super excited to have this amazing person, who has my back. So Cindy, thank you so much for being here with me. I mean, I love you to bits.
Well, thank you. I love you too. For real.
for realsies, right? So let me do the honor of introducing you formally. So meet Cindy, the not so typical coach, 100%. She's a wellness mindset coach who creates powerful mind shifts for high achievers seeking real, sustainable results. Her personalized approach addresses your limiting beliefs, nutrition, movement, and sleep. This is a huge one, to help you achieve your health and life goals. But wait, it gets even better. Cindy is dedicated to guiding you through the process of transforming your negative mind shit into a positive mind shift that leads to success. Yes, you heard that right. We did say mind shit to mind shift. So on that incredible note, my friend, please, 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 I would love for you to share with us your story. How did you get from where you are to, from where you were, to where you are?
I'm going to give you the Coles Notes version. And thank you for that introduction, my friend.
You're welcome. Amazing.
Yeah, the Coles Notes version. I started off as a high-risk youth counselor for about 20 years, got into bodybuilding, thought I was entering into the health and wellness industry, and it was really the muscle and fiction industry. There is no health and wellness industry. It's all Band-Aid solutions to long-term problems, right? It's really a sick care industry is what I found out. So went through all the counseling stuff, and then I got into bodybuilding. Then I decided I was going to get my holistic nutrition and really step out of that and open a gym. So I opened a fitness center, a giant fitness center, got involved with a partner. The partner was a drug addict, much unbeknownst to me. 10 years later, all the craziness. And in the meantime, I was bodybuilding. And during that time, if you saw me, you would have said, you look freaking amazing. You're ripped, you're shredded, 25 years. And 25 years of bodybuilding lends itself really great to body dysmorphia, to I'm not good enough, I don't deserve, I have to work hard for everything. If I don't suffer, I don't deserve it. And so bodybuilding in and of itself lended itself to that perfectly, because I could kick the shit out of myself every day. I could, be so strict on my diet. And if I ate one grape, I was a bad person, and, it was terrible. And I looked great, but hormonally, I was completely a disaster. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And during that time, I met my now partner, and he had a really bad car accident, and his best friend died. John almost died. His back was they thought it was broken, all kinds of crazy things. And that was my introduction to the medical system and how they were going to help him. They were going to medicate him. And I got kicked out of every doctor's office that we went into because I was advocating for his health. And Ranchelle, you know that I would get kicked out because I'm like, yeah, no, he's the director of his own care. Like, that's not, you're not even asking him.
Yeah.
So long and short of it, I knew there had to be a better way. And I know my story is all over the place, but I knew there had to be a better way to get him healthy. And during that time as well, I was helping people to lose weight. And losing weight is simple. Losing weight is simple. The hardest part was keeping it off.
Right.
And why couldn't people keep it off? And why did I always need a show? I always had to have a date to get back on my plan, right? Otherwise, I was like eating all kinds of shit. And I seriously think I should have like a third ear because I ate so much Splenda and fat-free and sugar-free and chemical-laden bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And so the culmination of all of that was, how do I not need another date? How do we get John better? How do I help people keep their weight off? And then I started learning about frequency, vibration, mindset, subconscious mind. And that I've heard it a lot this weekend. 95% of our life, we have, 75,000 thoughts in a day, and most of them are negative, coming from your subconscious mind. When I learned that, I was like, what? What? And from in utero to 7 is where we get downloaded and programmed with these messages. And that becomes the program of our life. And I'm going like, what the actual, what?
Yeah.
I came from the most craziest dysfunctional alcoholic drug addict clan in the history of the world. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm screwed.
I'm fucked. Right? Because you said screwed. I'm gonna say what I'm fucked. Okay, well, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks
Okay,
for coming out.
right? I'm like, and then the dime started dropping. Oh my gosh, it's no wonder I've made all these decisions. I've had all these bad relationships. Everything has to be hard. I have to work hard for my money. I don't deserve it. And as I started to learn all of these things, I started having so much more success in my own life and then translating that into people's lives. And if anybody knows me, you know I am on a quest for information. I need to know how all this shit works and how do I get my hands on it so that I can not only do it on myself, but help other people do it. So I learned about DNA, I learned about Psyche, emotion code, EFT, all of the modalities energetically, because that was the piece that was missing. Our belief system, our emotional body, that's what's missing.
Yeah. And I'm going to interrupt you because here's what happens. Here's been my experience of Cindy, is that I understand mindset. In fact, I use it with my clients. And yet I could not wrap my head around it for myself when it came to this. And a part of me felt like this epic fucking failure when it came to my health. And when we were in Hawaii, Cindy said, well, yeah, of course, because like you're in it. So Samantha has that saying about the picture in the frame kind of thing. And so I realized that, yes, I did a bodybuilding and I own curves and I had this wealth of knowledge and information that was actually standing in my way because I thought that I should, and I don't should on myself very often, but I thought I should know all of these things. So for those of you who are coaches and consultants and you're doing the mindset and even if you have a nutrition background and and you're not happy with your results, don't be a Ranchelle, don't shit on yourself, right? Instead, connect with Cindy. And so we'll talk about, your gifts and stuff like that. But so as you're, sharing this experience, there's like people in the chat, like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad I'm here. Thank you so much. And so I think it would be so appropriate now to bring in your first paradigm shift because it's huge. I mean, they're all big. They're all big.
I always think I'm the disruptor and I really am the paradigm shifter. And I have been the rebel know-it-all. And that has been my downfall, is because I thought I knew it all. So how could I ever learn more?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So people will tell you that you are at the mercy of your genetics, and that is complete bullshit. And the reason it's complete.
No, go ahead. Sorry. And I love that because you do the DNA thing, which is a tool that you use. And I love that it's genetics, but it's BS. Anybody heard that? Like, oh, your grandma was overweight, so you're just going to be overweight, or you're, blah, 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 had cancer, so you're going to have cancer. So anyhow, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And the crappy thing about that, Ranchelle, is we own that. We start to own those things, and that becomes who we are. That was in my genetics, that ran in my family. My grandma had breast cancer, so I'm going to get like all of these, and we start to own it, embody it, and emotionally we embody these things, and they're not true. 1 to 5%. And by the way, I'm going to start five alarm fires in people's minds, because they're going to be going, what? That's not true.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
so I'm just telling you, I'm not making it up. I'm just telling you 1 to 5% is our genetic propensity to get these things. The rest is that we have the same habits, the same food, and the biggest one is the same BS system, the same belief systems from our parents. The same blind spots are happening that we can't see. So genetics is affected by, and I look at DNA, and it all comes full circle, because that's how I discovered Psyche. Was Bruce Lipton was the genius DNA guy back in the day in the 60s. He was the one who started the Genome Project and all that kind of stuff. And so he realized there's like a spirit, like there's much more than just our DNA. And so that sent me down the path of Psyche, side note. So we are like a gun, and our genetics is the gun. And what we do environmentally, who we hang out with, what we consume, what we put on our bodies, loads that gun. It loads the trigger. The DNA is like a blueprint. So if you are constantly eating food that is causing inflammation in your body, it is telling the DNA to express itself in a way that you don't want. Cancer, diabetes, inflammation, all of those things. If you're putting products on your body that are going into your system, causing inflammation, 5 alarm fires are going off, and your body's like, we need to save you. If your belief system, your BS system, you are believing, I don't deserve, I'm not worthy. Biggest one is it's not safe and okay for me to release this weight.
I want to stop. And I'm going to introduce Cindy. I'm going to interrupt her last. She knows that. I know that. So just because here's the thing. How many women out there, right, feel like there was some sort of incident in your life and it wasn't safe for you to look the way that you looked? Doesn't matter what age it was. And how many of you, so put one in the chat, or hell yes, where it wasn't safe for you to look the way that you looked? I'm sure it happens with men as well, right? And so there's that piece. And how many of you then, yeah, right, one, right? And even today, this is right, the pressure, yeah. And so then, and then how many of you have had more than one experience of it's not safe to look like the way that I looked, right? And so that's one of the things, because I really wanted to emphasize that, because I don't think we understand, but when you and I went through that process of it was safe for me, I was like, because it didn't feel safe for me in my body. I said, oh yeah, I'm fine. And you took me through this exercise. I'm like, okay, fine, I'm not fine. So anyhow, so I go ahead. Baton's back to you.
And I love that. And that's the insidious part of it, right? Is it's subconscious. And we all know this, all of us healers, all of us, we all understand how this system is working. We understand it. And that's awesome. And it's freaking useless, like Samantha says, the tools in the tool shed, if you don't know how to actually use it. And like, how do we get in there and see the blind spot? And the blind spot, like, I have never tested anybody, talk to subconscious mind through muscle testing, where I've tested anyone who believes that they deeply appreciate and accept themselves. Never. I've never tested anyone who deeply appreciates and accepts themselves at a deep level in their subconscious mind.
Absolutely. I mean, just imagine what happens when who's like, I apologize to my kids after I talked to you, because I was like, who didn't, like, when they were pregnant here, like, oh my God, this baby's this baby's that, and I feel so fat and I feel so bloated and and that's passed on through us. Like we bring that into the world, right? And we don't know.
You don't know your blood supply, you're one with the baby, right? And your fascia tissue and all that stuff. So we're getting downloaded with all of the messages that mom and dad and outside is energetically being put into us, right? And we don't know, we are rolling around, and evidence is the best, speaks the loudest. Like, look around in your life. Are you like, are you at the weight that you want? Are you at the health that you want? Are you in the job that you want? Are your relationships rocking it? Like, are you making the money you want? If you don't deeply appreciate and accept yourself, yeah, pretty sure you're gonna make shitty decisions. I know I've made the craziest decisions.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. As we go into a paradigm too, I want to share with, you said something to me last week, right? Which was, so as a conduit, as a channeler of energy, like what you said to me was, imagine how much more powerful you're going to be, Ranchelle, when we clear out the inflammation in your body. Because I can't, my body can't do two things. If I can't be a clear channel. And I was like, phew, right? It was just amazing to me. So paradigm 2, please and thank you.
Can I just piggyback on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dive into it. So we know now that our gut is literally our second brain, right? So if we are eating food and consuming things that are like our neurotransmitters, our feel-good hormones, 85% of that is made in our gut. So we're not even getting the messages up there, the neurotransmitters saying, hey, you feel good. It's like, hey, you don't feel good. McDonald's lies. It's not a happy meal. It is a sad meal. Like, it's a sad meal all over the place, right?
Sorry.
Inflammation, like all of it, it's causing inflammation in your brain, inflammation all over the place. And what happens when there's inflammation? Things are on fire. Clear messages aren't coming through.
Yeah.
And I just think, how hard are we all working when we don't have to work that hard?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that. So paradigm 2.
Paradigm 2. People will tell you that the number on the scale is all that matters, and that is complete bullshit as well. And here's why. We've been told, just lose the weight. A lot of people, when they're in this layers and layers and layers and layers and layers down the road, we're layers and layers deep into the diet culture. We're layers and layers deep into the I hate my body, look what it's doing, I can't, all of this stuff. And your day, and I've seen people's days, weeks, months get ruined because they stand on the scale and they haven't lost a pound, or they've only lost a pound, or they've gone up a pound. And it doesn't tell you anything other than the weight. It doesn't, what it's really telling you, if you're losing weight and you're losing weight really fast, is you are losing muscle mass. And muscle is the organ of longevity. We know this now without a doubt. The more muscle you have on your body, 40% all-cause mortality, you are going to breeze through it better than somebody that doesn't have muscle on their body.
Yeah.
Muscle keeps us young. Muscle holds us together.
Yeah. And I think it's important. So 2 things as you're sharing is, so one is, you just did this huge accomplishment. You just did a competition, and it wasn't a bodybuilding competition, but I think it's important. And 2, I'm sure you're okay with this, but could you share with everybody how old you are?
I turned 59.
59.
Yeah.
59. 59.
I'm level 59.
I know. Holy shit. Like, holy shit. 59. And you just won a competition. And you're
CrossFit. Masters.
CrossFit
yeah.
competition. Masters. Yeah. So when you're talking about muscle is longevity, that's what I wanted to really kind of drive that point home. I mean, you don't have to want to go and do a CrossFit competition. However, right, I mean, hello, 59, that is because muscle does give you that longevity, right?
And I'm not, and Ranchelle, just to be clear for people, I'm not talking about people doing bodybuilding or CrossFit or any of that stuff. If you want to, that's great. What I'm talking about is literally doing some strength training with weights. So, so you can pick up your groceries, so that you can step out of your car and off the curb and maybe wipe out and not break a hip and not hurt yourself, right? So that you can reach up into the cupboard, so that you can pick up a bag of potatoes and not be like, oh my God, I pulled out my back, right? Yeah. So keeping muscle on us. The scale is not telling us, it's not telling us any of that stuff. And it's not telling us how much mind shit have you lost?
Yeah.
How much weight and backpack and burden are you carrying of, I don't deserve, I'm not worthy, I can't do it, I've tried it, nothing works for me.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone, we normally end around this time, but we're gonna, because we started late. As we started late, we're gonna be here for 4 more minutes. And so if you can drop the links, Nicole, to Cindy's gifts, that would be great. And so Cindy, let's do your third paradigm real quick, and then but I really want you to talk about your gifts as well.
People will tell you that if you just eat less and exercise more, you will lose weight. And that is complete bullshit too.
Bullshit. I know, right? I'm like, yeah. So it's like, so what you're saying too, in that other sense, is calories in, calories out, not true.
There's some validity to it. Yeah. And if you eat 1,000 calories of Skittles and 1,000 calories of, steak and potatoes and wild rice and salad and vegetables, those two things are going to send different messages, because food is information to your body. You are sending messages to your cell, to your DNA, how to express itself. So those are two entirely different things. And if you just eat less and exercise more, you are going to stress your body out. Oh, the echo's back.
Yeah.
And in this day and age, we're already stressed out, which is causing big cortisol, big inflammation. It's a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got our echo back, but let's then, because we just have a few more minutes. You have an incredible gift here. You have a 28-day challenge for us. And you also have your VIP is a session with you.
Yes. And the 28-day challenge is just a simple challenge because we try and overcomplicate everything. So this challenge is just a week by week, one thing, change one thing, improve one thing. My free gift is a session with me, a Mindshit to powerful Mindshift session.
Oh, sorry, if you might hear the echo as well. Apologize. Right? It's yeah. So take the challenge, and honestly, I mean, if you haven't upgraded to VIP, so this is less for us about you upgrading the VIP, but rather you totally need to connect with Cindy. And the things that she shared with me in my session, my discovery session before we decided to work together was like, and I thought I knew it all. And that's what I love about it. I thought I knew it all. So Cindy, I know
where's my rebel know-it-alls? Where's my
rebel? Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. All right. Thank you very much. Love it. So, and would love to have you back again, Cindy. Apologize for the, we've got a little bit of echo. All right, well, we have our networking event next. So please come back to the lobby. Love you guys.
Thank you for joining us for another amazing session on the Sacred Success Summit. For more information or to apply to be a speaker at one of our upcoming events, email our team at breakthrough@clarityconfidenceconnection.com. Now, tune in to another transformational speaker.